Hello and thanks for making it Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Each week we give you information on how government is driving economic growth, providing employment through various initiatives and addressing social needs. We continue that today with the renovation of the Morant Bay Health Center and mentorship to grow the businesses of young entrepreneurs. Want to know more? Keep watching.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica. Original.
Good day, I'm Carrie Ann Smith, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, August 27. The Jamaican economy is projected to have grown by 0.8% in the April to June 2015 quarter of this year. The Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, says that when compared to the corresponding period last year, both the goods producing and the service industries grew by 0.7%.
The outturn for April to June 2015 largely reflected the positive impact of continued strengthening of the global economy on some of the major industries. Also, an improvement in domestic demand resulting from the strengthening of both business and consumer confidence levels. Then there's the intensification of road rehabilitation and repair works and highway construction.
Mining and quarrying, agriculture, forestry and fishing, and construction were the strong performers in the goods producing industry. Producers of government services was the only area of the services industry that did not record growth. Meanwhile, despite drought conditions, the export of one traditional crop almost doubled for the April to June quarter. The PIOJ's Director General says traditional exports increased by 12.1%.
The increase in output for traditional crops reflected mainly higher production of sugar cane, up by 20.7%, banana up 11.5%, and coffee up by a remarkable 192.6%.
There was, however, a 4.5% decline in the production of other crops. But post-harvesting in agriculture increased by 90.2% and animal farming by 5.8%. The Bank of Jamaica, for its part, expects the strong economic performance to continue, projecting growth of between 1 and 2% for the current fiscal year. BOJ Governor Brian Winter says growth is slower than hoped for, but is still faster than last year.
We're expecting a recovery from the production disruptions of the previous fiscal year, which impacted growth, you'll recall. But we're also taking into account the adverse impact of the current drought on the agriculture, forestry and fishing sectors, and electricity and water supply sectors.
Inflation, meanwhile, continues to decline, with the BOJ projecting it to end up within the target range of 5.5 and 7.5% at the end of the 2015-2016 fiscal year. And buoyed by the lower inflation expectations and other factors, the central bank has cut the interest rates at which it provides liquidity to deposit-taking institutions such as banks. The 50 basis points reductions took effect today.
So, to give an example, the rate on the standing liquidity facility, which is an overnight lending facility that we provide for banks, deposit-taking institutions, that rate was 9.5% in March. At the end of June, that rate was reduced to 8.75%. With the adjustment I am announcing today, the rate on this facility will fall to 8%.
The central bank governor says this latest ease in its monetary policy should impact reductions on money market rates during this quarter. In other news, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller says government's wage agreement with the Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, is a win for Jamaica. The JTA, which signed their agreement on Wednesday, is the latest public sector group to agree on a wage deal for the 2015-2017 period.
Increases in salary are projected for 4% in year 1 and 3% in year 2. Other existing allowances were also increased. These include book and software, duty, special duty, transportation, and protective clothing allowance.
Government has also agreed to set up a $25 million fund for tertiary grants to the children of public sector teachers, and the educators will be paid outstanding tuition repayments. Meanwhile, lands will be identified to develop housing solutions for teachers, and the Professional Development Fund has been increased. Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips thanked the teachers for their expression of faith in Jamaica.
I thank you, I salute you, and I commend you for your commitment to the country. We shall ensure to do as best we can to bring about not only the fulfillment of this agreement, but to bring about, with your support, the long-term transformation of Jamaica, to which I know you're all committed.
And finally, at least 100 schools across the Education Ministry's 6 regions will have upgraded infrastructure for the 2015-2016 academic year. A $47 million allocation was made available to the schools early in the year to administer the works during the summer break.
Several high schools were targeted with regards to expansion of classrooms and other amenities.
And that's it for GIS News today. I'm Carrie Ann Smith. Thanks for watching.
Preparing for back to school can be a stressful task if not planned carefully. That's why it's important for you to make a list and deal with each task one at a time. Here are a few tips to consider when shopping for books. Before you buy any book, check with friends, neighbors, and family members for ones you can borrow. You should also check with schools, churches, and the community groups that may have a recycle book program or stores that sell second-hand books. After you have done all that, check the prices at various bookstores in order to get the best price. You could also buy books that will be used early in the school year first, if you can't buy all at once. Act now and avoid the last-minute rush.
The Petrocaribe Development Fund has been helping to transform the Jamaican landscape for over 9 years, expanding our roadways, modernizing our airports, facilitating the creation of jobs and providing academic scholarships, reshaping communities, and improving sanitation facilities. The Petrocaribe Development Fund, moving beyond energy security. To find out more about the fund, call 960-9110 or visit their website, petrocaribejm.org.
Providing a comfortable environment for both patients and staff at health centers is a top priority for the Ministry of Health. And through strategic planning, renovations have been taking place across the island. We journeyed to St. Thomas for this update.
We are fortunate to be at this groundbreaking ceremony for the renovation and expansion of the Moran Bay Health Centre. I'm very proud of the Health Ministry that is now making a change to the healthcare and the quality of life of the people of St. Thomas.
We're here to celebrate another positive development for health and another positive development for the parish of St. Thomas. What we are embarking on now is part of our overall strategy of the government to see primary health care as a priority. Presently, we have undertaken 129 health centers, either build or refurbish and expand. We recognize that part of the strategy of primary care must be to ease the pressure on secondary care. We talk about our hospitals, the waiting time,
the number of persons going to hospital, the number of persons going to the accident and emergency areas of our hospital. The answer to that is having in place an excellent, robust primary care system. The Morant Bay Health Center, which is now seeing 2,700, I think, and 63 patients per month. When we expand, we expect that those numbers will also go up. But persons in license in Johnstown, Dumfries, and further back can literally walk to clinic. That is what we are encouraging. By virtue of the expansion, again, if you are being referred from the hospital to the health center, easy walk. From the health center to the hospital, easy walk. And so I am saying that what we are doing is planned strategic work.
This facility is one of 17 centers that serve the residents of this parish and is also the largest health center in terms of number and services provided. This renovation and expansion project is an example of how we have been assessing our facilities, identifying the weakness and taking necessary steps to address them. We recognize that the Morant Bay Health Center has outgrown its current space, inclusive of the population. So this project will address the problem as well as improve the general layout for our health center. Southeast Regional Health Authority is on a mission to improve all our facilities. One by one, we're trying to transform them into first-class healthcare institutions.
It keeps our bodies working, our food nutritious, our living and working spaces clean, and our lives comfortable. Water, the most precious resource necessary for the sustenance of life on our planet. Don't waste it. Let's conserve on this critical commodity. In the house, invest in storage containers and buckets. Take quick showers instead of long baths, and invest in water-efficient shower heads, toilets, and faucets. You may also want to consider one-pot meals and cooking methods that don't require much water. You could also wash fruits and vegetables in a bowl and reuse the water on your plants or grass. When cleaning dishes, fill both sinks and use one for washing and the other for rinsing. The leftover water can be used to wash off the concrete or asphalt in your yard. If you must wash your car at home, aim for once a fortnight and use a bucket to do the washing instead of running the hose. Don't delay. Start your water conservation practices today.
Are you a young entrepreneur? Need help to acquire skills that will grow your business? Then you need to watch this next feature.
Financing, lack of technical expertise, major hurdles for many entrepreneurs. To move from hustling to an established business is no easy feat for startups, but help is coming from those who've walked the path. Jamaica, the best place in the Caribbean to do business. So says the world-renowned Forbes magazine. The business magazine also named Jamaica the third best business country in Latin America and the Caribbean. Such high accolade is evidence that the local business environment is improving, that the culture of Jamaica being a bottleneck bureaucratic business place is being eradicated. When the business environment improves, investors will come, and they've been coming. First Angels Jamaica is one of the most recent investors, and their aim is to revolutionize the entrepreneurial sector. They have the money and the skill. First Angels is headed by Joseph M. Matalan, Sandra Glasgow, and John J.J. Giwax. They are joined by 9 other members drawn from Jamaica and other countries. They invest in businesses as a group or individually.
We are a part of a worldwide movement. We are supported by the World Bank's InfoDev program. We just decided to take the plunge. So a group of us, entrepreneurs, decided that we were going to start the network and enlist others. And over the last 7 months or so, we have increased our number to 13 investors and 2 associate members, KPMG and Hartmuir-Head FATA.
This network of angel investors is focused on financing early-stage companies in Jamaica and the wider Caribbean.
By the end of 2015, to have invested in 5 companies as a start.
Interested persons will have to apply through the group's website. Successful applicants will receive coaching on how to make a successful pitch and/or will participate in a 1-day training program. This is followed by an invitation for the entrepreneurs to pitch their business venture to the investors, who may either express interest or decline to invest in the companies. If it's a go, the investors will then undertake due diligence, which includes issuing a term sheet.
Each investment is different, and entrepreneurs come with different levels of ask. So we have people who want $100,000 or $40,000 or $80,000. So it really depends on the business, what stage it is at, whether it's a startup or it's a growing business. So we haven't put a dollar amount on our investment. And the angel investors, who are individual investors, decide amongst themselves how much they are going to invest.
First Angels Jamaica has already stamped its mark in the business sector by putting its money where its mouth is. First Angels Jamaica has provided technical support to projects that are part of the Startup Jamaica program. The investor group has also inked its first investment deal with local startup company DRT Communications.
The process is arduous. It pushes you to get your ducks in a row, creating a solid business, a sustainable business, a business that is going to continue to work. And working with First Angels, the process is clear, the framework is clear, but the opportunity exists for myself and for other small to medium entities in Jamaica.
Improved services at the wharf, a MSME and entrepreneurship policy, a one-stop shop at the company's office of Jamaica, and a single form to file tax returns. Just a few of the reforms implemented by the government within the past few years, which have started to reap benefits. So much so that more and more investors are coming on board, like First Angels Jamaica.
We want a productive Jamaica. We are not productive Jamaicans. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity is the way to go for all us Jamaicans. Small business, big business, old and young, we are tell every woman and man. We want growth and prosperity for a better nation with a building plan. So we can build our product and sell our product and put more money in our hand. Our economy can rise to a level and build a better nation. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity.
Productivity, Pathway to Prosperity. A message brought to you by the Jamaica Productivity Center, a department of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
Journey and
The World Athletics Championships are heating up, and by now a lot of us can tell what time certain events are scheduled for. And as we sit or stand to watch the games, which are happening all the way in Beijing, China, have you ever wondered how you're able to see and hear it on your television set? We have the answer.
Welcome to where it's at.
In the late 1800s, a 23-year-old German student, Paul Nipkow, succeeded in sending images through wires with the help of a rotating disc. He had invented the first ever mechanical module of television using a technology called the electric telescope. Other inventors after him perfected the craft by using the cathode ray tube and mechanical scanner system to create a new television system. And so, what was once a manually operated machine that only gave black and white pictures is now a more sophisticated modern electronic machine operated by the press of a button. The television creates moving pictures by repeatedly capturing still pictures and presenting these frames to our eyes so quickly that they seem to be moving. The TV set receives these pictures along with sound as electronic signals sent from broadcast houses, or TV stations as we call them. The signals go through the tuner or antenna socket.
Now in the TV you have the demodulator circuit. That now separates the video from the audio. The video information is sent to the CRT, while the audio is sent to the audio processor in order for us to get sound.
The CRT, or cathode ray tube, is often referred to as the picture tube, and elements inside it begin to reconstruct the pictures almost immediately. From this point, the picture signal goes to the electron gun circuit, which splits the video into separate red, blue, and green beams to drive the 3 electron guns. Attached to the gun, the all-important flyback.
This flyback supplies the high voltage. Now, this high voltage is used to light up the CRT.
And once the CRT comes alive, it emits the red, blue, and green electron beams which will scan the pictures. The scanning is done from right to left all the way to the bottom of the TV screen and restarts at the top. The colored beams pass through a grid of holes called a shadow mask, which directs them so they hit exact places on the screen.
Now, you also need the horizontal yoke. Now, this yoke is what is used to direct the beams so that each beam is focused to that particular pixel, so that all the beams enter the shadow mask through one hole. Right? That way we can get a true white picture. You also have the magnet here, which is used to align the beam so that they are perfect, spot on.
Inside these tiny holes are phosphor-coated color dots, which when they're hit by the beams, quickly build up a colored picture, while elsewhere on the screen remains dark. Spots of light are also produced on the screen by the transfer of the CRT beam energy to the phosphor.
That is what allows us to see the light. The ultraviolet ray is really invisible to the human eye. So the phosphor is what creates that bright light, so you can actually see the picture.
So what we see on our screen is the combined effect of all the electron light emissions. Everything happens so fast that it almost seems instant, but the reality is that the electron beams actually scan a pixel mask of 525 lines 30 times per second. This is what creates the illusion of moving pictures. While all this is happening, audio information from the incoming signal passes through a separate audio circuit, which drives it to the loudspeakers so they can recreate the sound exactly in time with the moving picture. So in a nutshell, the signal from a broadcast house goes to your TV tuner or antenna socket, then to the signal processor, which separates the audio from the video. The video signal is then fed to the cathode ray tube while the audio signal enters a separate circuit, and both go through a quick but complex process to produce picture and sound. Pleasant viewing.
There's a concert today, come along, there's a concert here today. So take your seat and pose your best.
Yo, we don't want to lose you. That's why we're counting on you to stay safe on the road.
Drinking and driving and speeding are a recipe for death and disaster. As to using your cell phone while driving, a mad thing that.
Yeah man, either thing to call, surf the net, text or visit the Facebook page while driving.
Do not use your cell phone while driving. If it is really urgent that you use your cell phone, pull over at a safe location on the road.
Arrive alive. Don't use your cell while you drive.
Let us go for road safety. All the time, every time.
A message from the NRSC and NHF.
We're about ready to end today's show, but not before I share this thought with you from motivationblog.org. What you do today can improve all your tomorrows. Put in context, I would say go after your dreams with passion and endurance and make it happen. Another Jamaica Magazine program will be on tomorrow, so look out for that. And as usual, we want you to stay connected to our website, jis.gov.jn. Also keep posting those tweets at JIS News and send your feedback to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jn. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.